Here we're going to do a quick install with the new LasFit bulbs on our Aunt's 06 Chevy Monte Carlo. First going to remove the housing, simple 7mm bolt on the back, and then we'll need this clip here. Pops out. Pull the housing out. Be careful not to force it. Then you'll unplug the main harness, and just that's it there. Then we'll take this over to the workbench to do a couple modifications for the bulbs. So here we are over at the workbench, so it's easier to work on. Like most cars, these will have a dust boot or a dust cover that actually covers the bulb to help keep it clean. So first you want to remove those. This one has separate high and low beam bulbs. You'll remove those to access the old ones to pull those out. You just want to be very careful popping off your plugs. Try not to break any of the tabs. Simple twist and the bulb will come out. Again, being very cautious. And then same thing for the low beam. Okay, so now we'll install our LasFit bulbs. First we'll do our low beam. Very simple. It's got these teeth on it that line up, but it'll only go one way. So you want to feed it in. Again, being very cautious, very careful. Make sure it seats all the way in, and then you'll rotate it to lock it. Okay, and we'll do the high beam. Same thing, it's got the teeth on it. And just simply line them up. And then twist it. So with these, you'll see that these bulbs are a little bit bigger and then have these additional plugs. And then there's an additional plug that goes almost like a relay, or almost like on HIDs. This is where we'll need to modify the dust boot in order for the plugs to come through. The easiest thing to do is to first, you'll drill a hole right in the center. Just use a drill bit. Of course, a lot of people may just simply leave the boot off. I wouldn't recommend doing that. You certainly don't want a lot of dust and moisture or anything getting down in there. But you do need to modify this, just because this simply will not fit in here without jamming everything up. You don't want to have any wires crimped or creased or anything like that. And then simply just enlarge the hole. We find it's easy if you use something to feeds right through the plastic. Also, by modifying this, you'll see that these have these coolers, kind of a driver on the back. By modifying and making a hole in the boot, it allows air to escape when these are cooling the bulbs off. So this is just another reason why you would want to do this, to help with that airflow. See here that he's making a little notch off to the side, and what that'll allow is the actual plug in the cable to slide down, and then that'll leave the hole open to allow more air to come through. Again, to keep your bulbs cool, and that's what'll help with extending their longevity. And you just want to clean that up. Get all the little burrs off and just make it nice and smooth. Just that way you don't have any wires that'll catch or get caught or cut or anything like that. This does have these protective covers on here. It's going to be pretty tough to cut through that, but might as well be cautious. And you can see there's the hole and then a little notch for the wires. And just reinstall the boot, the cover. Feed your wire through first. That plugs in. Match up your plugs. They only go one way. Locks in nice and tight and secure. And then you also have to feed this other plug through, which plugs into the factory harness, and that's where it'll basically turn the light to turn on, and it feeds through. Again, it only goes one way and will lock in, clips in. So again, I would not recommend trying to stuff this down in your housing. It'll simply rattle around if you manage to get it down in there. So then you'll feed your wires in, again making sure nothing's crimped. And then reinstall the boot. It has some little teeth on it that'll catch when you install it. Okay. So see here, now it's installed. So then when you go back to install it in the car, you can use some zip ties to tie this up out of the way so it's not going to rattle around on you. And it's the same procedure for the low beam for the other one. Okay, so now that we've got our dust boots modified with the hole to allow the airflow and then allow the cables to come out nice and clean, we've zip tied these so that way when we install it back in the car, they're not going to rattle around and it'll give you better clearance for everything. So with everything back installed, you're ready to put the housing back in the car. Alright, so now we're going to reinstall it back in the car. Simply reverse of what you did to pull it out. First, make sure you plug in your main plug harness, and then I made a comment before, when you're plugging in your bulbs, those actually do not go one way. They could go either way, so it's kind of a trial and error. You may get lucky the first time when you plug it in, but you'll need to plug it into the car and test it before you finalize everything, just to make sure that's plugged up right. And we'll put our 7mm bolt back in. And our little retaining clip. And that is it. Now, we'll give it a little test. Alright, and here's the finished product of the install. Here's the low beams. These are a switchback style where they come on amber first, and then when you turn them off, turn them back on, then they go to your 5K, 6K, whatever you had ordered. Very, very good for low visibility driving, like in high fog. So there's the low beams, and then these have the high beams are the same way. First you go your high beams, come on amber, off up back on, then they go back to the 5 or 6K, 8K, whatever you may have gone with. These are 6K bulbs here. A little tough to tell in the light, but that gives you an idea of just how bright these things are. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. And till the next time, thanks.